Can you believe there are places in the world where, with just $100 a week, people still eat well, sleep peacefully, and fall asleep under a sky full of stars every night? No, this isn't a fairy tale. These are real places, where a cup of coffee costs no more than a newspaper, where you can rent an entire riverside house for the same amount that, in the US, would only buy you a quick lunch. There's a city where the smell of ripe mangoes drifts through the market every morning. Another place where just a few steps take you to an endless blue sea, and a small town where temple bells blend with the sound of the Mekong River, making time itself seem to pause. These places don't appear in travel ads, but everyone who's ever been there says they've found a new life. And today, I'll take you there. 5 lands where $4,800 a year doesn't just buy you a life, but buys you freedom. The journey begins in a place that seems the poorest, yet feels the warmest. Pakistan. Dream it. Pack it. Go. For 5. Pakistan, Bahawalpur, where $400 a month turns you into royalty in the desert. If someone told you that somewhere in the world, $400 a month is enough to live like royalty, you might think they're joking. But they're not. They're talking about Bahawalpur, a city in the middle of Pakistan's desert, where the sun blazes, the people are kind, and the dollar stretches so far you forget what payday feels like. The story often begins at Nur Mahal, the milk-white palace where the Nawabs, ancient rulers, once sipped mint tea and discussed matters of the state. Today, the palace is open to visitors, and you, with just $47 a month, can rent a 1-bedroom apartment, its ceiling fan humming softly like the desert's breath. Add $35 for utilities, and if you enjoy cooking, you can buy 1 kilogram of rice for $1.47, a dozen eggs for $1.10, or simply head to a roadside stall for a hearty curry meal that costs just $1.50. Too tired to walk? A bus ticket is $16, and an 8-kilometer taxi ride costs only $2.50. Cheaper than a small Starbucks coffee. Life in Bahawalpur feels like a desert painting brushed with fairy tale colors. Summers are so hot you could bake naan bread on a car hood, but winters are gentle enough to make you want to lie back, read a book, and listen to the wind through clay walls. The city borders the Cholistan Desert, where sunsets paint the sand gold red, and at night, the sky is so full of stars, you might believe you're lying beneath your own private galaxy. The people here live slowly, speak softly, and are so hospitable that if you get lost, they'll invite you for dinner before giving directions. They value smiles more than phones and show deep respect to foreigners, especially if you know how to say Assalamu alaikum, hello in Urdu. In Bahawalpur, you don't just save money, you save your blood pressure too. No traffic jams, no triple-digit electricity bills, no deadlines chasing you down. Sometimes, the only sounds are the soft recitation of the Quran from a nearby mosque and the clattering of old rickshaws carrying children to school. It feels like you're living in a slowed-down version of the world, where no one cares which iPhone model you own. They just care whether you've eaten well. Healthcare here is decent as long as you don't expect luxury. Victoria Hospital, the largest in the city, can handle most basic medical needs. For major surgeries, you can simply go to Multan or Lahore, 2 larger cities just a few hours away. Medical consultations are extremely cheap, medicines are widely available, and many can be bought without a prescription. Still, it's wise to carry international health insurance. It gives peace of mind, and as locals joke, a good excuse to say, I have global health coverage, while sipping tea. As for safety, Bahawalpur is as gentle as its sand. Violent crime is rare. Petty theft exists, but in soft form. If you forget your phone at the market, someone might hold on to it for you until evening. Foreign women are respected, as long as they dress modestly and smile softly. A surprisingly powerful social weapon here. And taxes? Congratulations. Almost no one asks about them. If you live only on pension or foreign income, you don't have to pay taxes in Pakistan. The law here is pleasantly climate-friendly. Only those working and earning locally are taxed. The 3-month tourist e-visa can be extended, so many people simply hop to Nepal or Sri Lanka for a few days and come back, staying year-round. It's a routine digital nomads jokingly call visa yoga, flexible and perfectly legal. And then comes the most captivating part, Bahawalpur's cuisine. Here the kitchen isn't just a place to cook, it's an art of living. Every dish is a song of spices: cinnamon, cloves, black pepper, turmeric, and red chili. In the morning, people eat warm roti or paratha dipped in golden dal thick as sunlight. At noon, it's bhindi gosht, spicy okra stew with tender meat, fragrant and rich. And in the evening, the air fills with the smoky aroma of kebabs and chicken tikka grilling on the street. And if you crave something sweet, try sohan halwa, a sticky malt and almond dessert so sweet you might forget your bank password. Life here feels like a playful trick of fate. You spend just $7 a day, yet you sleep in a house with a porch, eat 3 hot meals, sip thick milk tea, and listen to the wind weaving through the date palms. The luxuries of the West, quiet, authenticity, and free time, suddenly become ordinary here. Of course, Bahawalpur has its personality. Summers can be so hot that you and the electric fan become best friends. And during the dusty season, don't forget your mask. Fine dust sometimes makes the sky blur like a faded memory. The infrastructure is basic. Hospitals aren't glamorous. Supermarkets are scarce. And if you're looking for Starbucks, sorry. You'll only find a tea shop called Star of Allah. But in return, this place has no wars, no gang crime, no skyrocketing housing prices. Bahawalpur doesn't promise wealth. It promises that if you learn to live slowly, you'll feel richer than many people in big cities. Here, every sunset is a movie, every meal a story, and every passing day a reminder that happiness sometimes is simply knowing you already have enough. So if one day you're tired of America, of bills, of gas prices higher than wine, remember that in Pakistan, there's a small city waiting for you, where $400 a month can buy not just a life, but peace and genuine laughter. If you too believe that happiness doesn't need luxury, just a sweet cup of tea and a real smile, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments. Would you dare to live in a place where $400 a month turns you into royalty? Retirecheap. India, Coimbatore, where the rain of ash gives birth to cheap happiness. One March morning in 2019, the western Veliangiri Mountains near Coimbatore were suddenly covered in a thick, misty haze. Locals called it the meditation ash rain. A strange phenomenon when winds from the Nilgiri hills carried incense smoke and sacred ash from thousands of lamps lit at the Isha Yoga Center, one of India's most famous spiritual temples. The whole city smelled of sandalwood and burnt incense, and thousands looked up at the 34-meter-tall statue of Adiyogi Shiva, the massive black steel face gazing at the sky, serene, as if smiling. And strangely enough, this very place, one of the largest spiritual centers in South Asia, is also one of the cheapest places to live on the planet. Coimbatore makes you laugh when you realize that the only thing expensive here is peace. The cost of living in Coimbatore almost defies modern urban logic. With $400 a month, you can live comfortably, eat well, sleep soundly, and still have money left to take yoga classes. A bright one-bedroom apartment with a balcony facing palm trees costs only $8,100 per month. Utilities and internet add about $30. Eating out daily won't hurt your wallet either. A South Indian vegetarian meal with basmati rice, vegetables, lentils, and mildly spiced curry costs just $1–2. Traditional milk filter coffee, which locals consider a morning ritual, is only 30 cents. Public transportation is very cheap, with city bus fares around $0.20 and an 8-kilometer taxi ride costing under $2. If you cook at home, a full month's groceries, vegetables, rice, milk, and eggs rarely exceed $100. The city lies between two mountain ranges, with a mild climate all year round. Summer averages around 28–33 degrees, with dry air and gentle breezes from the Nilgiri Hills. The air is so fresh that in the morning you can hear peacocks calling from distant mango orchards. Coimbatore is the clean tech and textile hub of Tamil Nadu, but unlike bustling Mumbai, it has retained a calm, civilized, and notably courteous rhythm. People rarely rush, seldom raise their voices. Everyone says sir or madam, even when you're just asking for directions. In terms of healthcare, Coimbatore stands out as one of the few Indian cities outside Delhi and Chennai, with international standard hospitals, such as Ganga Hospital and PSG hospitals, trusted by foreigners. A specialist consultation costs only $20–30, and medicines are 80–90% cheaper than in the US. Many doctors studied in the UK or Singapore, speak fluent English, and have a gentle bedside manner. The city also has Ayurveda and meditation therapy centers, where you can receive warm herbal oil massages to the sound of sitar music. Some say with a smile, Coimbatore doesn't just heal illnesses, it heals anxiety itself. As for safety, the city is considered one of the friendliest and most peaceful in South India. There are no religious conflicts, no major protests, and low crime rates. In the evening, you can walk along the Noyal River without honking cars or crowds pushing past. Women working night shifts are provided with special bus services, a rarity in much of India. Locals respect foreign visitors and especially enjoy teaching you a few Tamil words just for fun. Regarding taxes, if you don't work in India and only spend pension or online income, you aren't subject to local taxation. Tourist visas for Americans can last up to 180 days and are easy to extend. Those who want to stay longer can join the long-stay visa program or volunteer with nonprofit organizations, something quite common at the Isha Center. The cuisine here is a paradise for the taste buds and carbohydrates. People in Coimbatore love rice, almost to the point of worship. In the morning, they eat idli, soft steamed rice cakes like clouds, with sambar, a sweet and spicy lentil soup, costing less than $1. Lunch brings the traditional thali, a platter of 7 or 8 dishes with coconut chutney, eggplant curry, vegetables, yogurt, lentils, and chapati bread, all served on a banana leaf. Dinner is dosai, thin, crispy crepes rolled with golden mashed potatoes. If you have a sweet tooth, try Mysore pak, a chickpea flour and ghee butter fudge locals jokingly call the soft weapon that melts every heart. But what makes Coimbatore special isn't just the delicious food or the low cost of living. It's the way it makes you feel enough. Here, no one shows off their car. No one competes for bigger houses. People are happy with a morning coffee, a short meditation before work, and the sound of temple bells echoing in the evening. There's an American man who has lived here for over 10 years who once said, I came to India to find peace. But Coimbatore taught me how to live cheaply without living cheap. Of course, every paradise has its cracks. Coimbatore's biggest downsides are its chaotic traffic and complicated bureaucracy. Getting visa paperwork or registering a rental can sometimes feel like a test of meditation. Additionally, if you're used to Western food, you'll need to get along with chili, curry, and spices. Because here, spicy isn't a choice. It's a way of life. Yet when evening falls over the Nilgiri hills, you see blue smoke rising from local kitchens, hear the sound of chanting drifting through the air, and realize that in Coimbatore, the greatest luxury isn't money. It's real peace. A place where, if you live deeply enough and long enough, you'll realize that with just $4,800 a year, you don't have to buy happiness. You drink it every morning in a cup of hot milk coffee. 3. Bangladesh, Rajshahi, the Mango City, where $400 a month turns life into a long summer. In June, the Padma River lies still like a giant mirror, and all of Rajshahi smells of ripe mangoes. People say that here, seasons aren't measured by rain or sun, but by the piles of golden mango baskets in the market. You walk into this peaceful university town and realize something hard to believe but true. With about $400 a month, you don't just survive. You live comfortably. A small bright room with a lazy ceiling fan costs about $35 a month, and that's your housing sorted. Food is as cheap as a friendly smile. A fish and vegetable meal on the street costs less than $1. Rice is sold by the kilogram for pocket change, and eggs or vegetables are priced more by the shopkeeper's grin than by exact coins. It's a small city. You can get anywhere by rickshaw or bicycle. If you need a motorbike, fuel costs less than $1 per liter. Utilities run around $10 to $15 per person. Internet about $10 more. And when you add it all up, $250, $300 a month already gives you a comfortable life. The rest? Save it for thick milk tea, a few extra kilos of mangoes, or maybe a train ticket to Dhaka, just for fun. Rajshahi is peaceful in the truest small-town sense. The riverbank breezes in the afternoon, children play football, elders sip tea and talk about flood season and mango season. The climate is hot and humid in summer, with some days reaching 40 to 42 degrees. The monsoon rains from June to September pour down in earnest. But then winter arrives, dry, cool, 10-20 degrees Celsius, and the mornings seem to ring with invisible crystal chimes. The city is known as a green and clean city. Trees are planted endlessly, streets are well kept, and the sky is often clearer than in the capital. On a beautiful day, the sunlight in Rajshahi glows like honey. People here are as gentle as the river. Most are Bengali, soft-spoken, kind, and fond of asking, "Have you eaten yet?" English isn't spoken on every corner, but you'll always find a student eager to help with directions or a restaurant owner offering an extra bowl of curry to warm your heart. Safety is easygoing. The most common trouble you'll encounter is bargaining over mangoes. For healthcare, there are regional hospitals that handle basic needs well. For anything serious, you can go to Dhaka, slow but reliable. When it comes to taxes and visas, Rajshahi is as simple as its charm. If you don't work in Bangladesh and stay short-term, you rarely have to worry about taxes. Tourist visas are issued monthly and can be extended depending on nationality. In return, you respect the law, respect the culture, dress modestly, smile politely, and your family. Rajshahi's cuisine is the flesh of the Padma River and the soul of Bengali kitchens. White rice, river fish cooked in mustard curry, slow-simmered lentil dal, and spicy sour achar pickles. Then comes festival biryani, charcoal-grilled kebabs, and misti doi, sweet yogurt flavored with palm sugar. And of course, mangoes, eaten fresh, dried, salted with chili, or pressed into juice. Every form a way to make summer last forever. Rajshahi doesn't sugarcoat itself. The humid heat and heavy rains might make you surrender to the ceiling fan, and the infrastructure is still simple. Few Western-style supermarkets, little nightlife, and for international services, you often need to head to Dhaka. But if what you seek is a life that's cheap, green, and deeply human, this mango capital could be home. In the evening, you stand by the riverbank, the wind brushing your shirt, mustard spice still tingling on your tongue, and you think, maybe happiness is just a small town, a few sweet mangoes, and money left in your account at the end of the month. Like this video to share the calm energy, comment which country you'd like me to explore next, and subscribe to the channel so we can keep discovering places where people live cheaply, but live truly. Taquant, Egypt, Alexandria, the city of blue seas, golden sands, and a glorious past. Imagine sitting by the Mediterranean Sea, the salty breeze brushing past, the mighty Qaitbay citadel standing tall against the blue horizon, and behind you, the same streets where Cleopatra once strolled with her royal fleet. Alexandria isn't just a city of history. It's a place where you can live by the sea, sip Italian coffee, eat freshly grilled fish every day, and still spend less than $400 a month. The cost of living in Alexandria is laughably low. A small, clean apartment outside the city center costs only $61 a month, while one in the center is about $100. Utilities, including electricity, water, and garbage, come to around $10, with another $10 for fast internet, and your home expenses are done. A loaf of baladi bread costs just a few cents. A bowl of kashari rice mix is under $1, and a fresh seafood dinner with a sunset view is only $4 or $5. You can ride the vintage city tram for $0.17 or take an Uber around town for just $1-2 per trip. With $400, you don't just get by. You live like a local enjoying life on the Mediterranean coast. The climate here carries the breath of the sea, cool, dry, and gentle. Summers hover around 30 degrees with steady sea breezes. Winters are mild, with occasional light rain. The coastline stretches over 30 kilometers, and the Corniche is the city's beating heart, where locals gather to watch the sunset, eat ice cream, listen to music, and talk late into the night. Though it's a bustling urban city, Alexandria feels cleaner and easier to breathe than Cairo, thanks to the ever-washing blue waves. The people here reflect the charm of a true international port, a blend of Arab, Greek, Italian, and French influences, speaking many languages and always greeting strangers with a smile. When it comes to healthcare, you can rest easy. Hospitals like Alexandria University, Cleopatra Hospital, and El Salama all meet basic international standards. A private doctor visit costs only $6.10, and medicine is cheap and easy to find. As long as you drink bottled water and eat in clean places, you'll be fine. For safety, Alexandria is generally peaceful. Just be mindful of pickpockets and overcharging taxi drivers. Always agree on the fare in advance or use Uber, and if someone offers you a super cheap private tour, smile and walk away. Regarding visas and taxes, Egypt is quite relaxed. A 30-day tourist visa costs just $25, can be extended, and if you're spending money from foreign income, you're exempt from local taxes. There's no official retirement program, but the government encourages foreigners to stay long-term, as long as you renew your visa on time. Of course, Alexandria isn't perfect. The traffic is chaotic, taxis love to haggle, and sandstorms sometimes arrive like uninvited guests. As a Muslim country, Egypt still has cultural boundaries you should respect. Dress modestly, avoid political debates, and understand that Ramadan is a sacred month. In return, you gain the greatest luxury of all, an ancient seaside city where you can live cheaply, eat well, and feel humbled by thousands of years of civilization. Each evening, when the crimson sun sets behind the Qaitbay citadel and the sea breeze carries the scent of salt, you realize 4,800 a year in Alexandria doesn't just buy a life. It buys the feeling of living inside a golden chapter of human history. Like, subscribe, and comment below if you too dream of living one day among blue seas, golden sands, and ancient stories still breathing through time. 1. Laos, Luang Prabang, where the Prabang Buddha is carried through a sea of blessings. Every April, when Lao New Year arrives, Luang Prabang turns into a golden painting. Locals carry the sacred Prabang Buddha, the spiritual heart of the nation, through the streets amid temple bells and showers of perfumed water, scented with pomelo leaves. Everyone smiles, washing away not just the dust, but the fatigue of the old year. In that moment, you understand why Luang Prabang is not merely a heritage site. It's a state of mind. Living here, you only need about $400 a month for a peaceful life. A small wooden riverside room costs $150. A meal of sticky rice, grilled chicken, and boiled vegetables is $2. A strong cup of Lao coffee costs 50 cents. The city is small. Walking or cycling is enough. Fuel is cheap, and the river breeze is as cool as nature's fan. Luang Prabang is where time slows down, where the Mekong and Nam Khan rivers embrace each other among forested mountains. The air is pure, the people kind, and every morning you see monks collecting alms through the silver mist. You come for a few days, and somehow feel you've been here a lifetime. Safety here feels meditative. No theft, no scams, no chaos. Only temple bells and the scent of frangipani falling on quiet streets. Healthcare is basic, but for anything serious, Bangkok is just a short flight away, as long as you have travel insurance. Laos visas are simple. 30 days, extendable, and when they expire, just hop to Thailand and come back. No taxes, no strings, as long as you live respectfully and honor local culture. The cuisine is humble yet refined. Fresh, herb-filled lap salad, or lam, a rich stew of meat and forest herbs. Kaipan, crispy dried riverweed from the Mekong served with sweet spicy jiao bong sauce. In the morning, a Lao baguette stuffed with pâté and sweet condensed milk coffee is enough to make life feel slower. Of course, there are trade-offs. The cost of living is higher than in neighboring countries. The internet is slow, and healthcare is limited. But in return, you gain the rarest luxury, peace. In Luang Prabang, $4,800 a year doesn't buy comfort. It buys a soul that has finally stopped rushing. The world is bigger than you think, and sometimes happiness begins in a place you've never noticed before. $4,800 a year may not buy a dream, but it can take you to where dreams become real life. If you believe that happiness isn't about how much money you have, but about where you choose to live, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and join me on this journey to discover places where there's less money, but more life.